How do I bind a new RC receiver to my existing transmitter? Imagine getting your remote control vehicle ready for action and needing to connect a new receiver. It might seem tricky at first, but once you understand the steps, it becomes straightforward. Binding your receiver to your transmitter is all about creating a secure wireless link so your commands reach your RC vehicle smoothly. This process ensures that when you move the controls on your transmitter, your vehicle responds exactly as you want. Without binding, your receiver won't recognize the signals from your transmitter, so it's a vital step whenever you add a new receiver or switch to a different one. First, check that your transmitter and receiver are compatible. Most modern systems operate on 2.4 GHz frequency, but some brands like Spectrum, FlySky, or FrSky might not work together unless they are designed to. Compatibility is key to avoid any connection issues. Once confirmed, prepare your receiver for binding. Many receivers have a small bind button or a bind plug. If your receiver has a bind button, press and hold it. If it uses a bind plug, insert it into the bind port, usually labeled bind or bat. Some receivers requiring you to power them on with the bind plug inserted or while holding the bind button. Next, power up your receiver. Connect it to a battery or the electronic speed controller if you're working on a vehicle. When powered, the receiver's LED will typically flash, indicating it is in bind mode and searching for a signal. Now, turn on your transmitter. To enter bind mode, you might need to hold a bind button or select a bind option in the menu. The method varies by brand and model, so check your manual if you're unsure. For example, some transmitters requiring holding a button while powering on, while others have a menu setting for binding. Once both devices are in bind mode, wait a few seconds. The receiver's LED should stop flashing and turn solid or change color. This signals that the binding was successful. At this point, your receiver and transmitter are paired and ready to communicate. Turn off both the receiver and the transmitter. Remove the bind plug or releases the bind button if you used one. Now, your receiver is bound and prepared to control your RC vehicle. In some advanced systems like Express LRS, you can initiate binding through software or a mobile app, making the process even easier. Remember, binding is a one-time setup for each receiver and transmitter pair. If you replace either component, you'll need to repeat the process. Always consult your specific device's manual for any unique steps or requirements. Following these steps carefully will help you get your RC system working reliably and securely.